Ever wondered why the most successful leaders are often the most adaptable? It's not by coincidence, but a testament to the power of change. Take a moment and think about the leaders who have made a significant impact in the world. Leaders like Jeff Bezos, the mastermind behind Amazon, or Elon Musk, the driving force of Tesla and SpaceX. What do they have in common? They are exemplary figures of adaptability. They thrived on change rather than resisting it. Let's delve a little deeper. Jeff Bezos didn't start Amazon as the everything store we know today. It was initially an online bookstore. But Bezos was quick to realize the potential of the internet and the evolving consumer behavior. He adapted, he changed. Today, Amazon is a global leader in e-commerce and cloud computing, even making strides in areas like artificial intelligence and entertainment. Similarly, Elon Musk. He was not always the face of electric cars and space travel. His journey began with Zip2 and PayPal. But Musk saw the future. He embraced the change, ventured into uncharted territories, and now Tesla is revolutionizing the auto industry and SpaceX is making space travel a reality. However, their paths were not always smooth. Both Bezos and Musk faced numerous challenges, setbacks, and criticisms. But they didn't back down. They evolved with the change, learned from their failures, and turned them into stepping stones for success. But why is this important? It's because in an ever-changing world, adaptability is the key to survival and success. It's about being open to new ideas, being willing to step out of your comfort zone, and most importantly, being ready to change with the changing times. Look around you, change is everywhere. Technology is advancing at a breakneck speed. Consumer behavior is constantly evolving. The business landscape is becoming more competitive and complex. In such a scenario, being resistant to change is like signing your own downfall. Remember, it's not the strongest or the most intelligent who will survive, but those who can best manage change. In the face of change, these leaders didn't just survive, they thrived. But what happens when leaders resist change? Well, let's take a trip down memory lane. Do you remember Blockbuster? At its peak, it was the go-to spot for weekend movie rentals. But with the dawn of digital streaming, the company was faced with a critical decision: adapt or perish. Unfortunately, it chose the latter. The leadership at Blockbuster failed to recognize the potential of the digital revolution, dismissing it as a passing fad and stuck to their traditional DVD rental model. The result? Blockbuster vanished into oblivion, while companies like Netflix, who embraced the digital shift, reaped the benefits. Or consider the case of Kodak. Once a titan in the photography industry, it fell from grace due to a similar resistance to change. Despite inventing the first digital camera in the mid-1970s, Kodak's leadership stubbornly clung to their film-based business model. They underestimated the potential of digital photography, believing their customers would always prefer film. This miscalculation resulted in Kodak filing for bankruptcy in 2012, while competitors who embraced digital photography flourished. In both instances, the leaders' resistance to change led to their company's downfall. They failed to acknowledge the shifting sands of technology, clinging to what was comfortable and familiar. This resistance to change resulted in stagnation, loss of market share, and ultimately, their business's demise. But it's not just about staying relevant or keeping up with technology. Resistance to change can also hinder innovation and creativity within a company. It can create a culture of complacency where employees are discouraged from thinking outside the box or challenging the status quo. This can lead to a loss of competitive advantage, as businesses that foster innovation and embrace change often come out on top. So what's the takeaway here? Change is not just inevitable, it's a crucial ingredient for success. Leaders who resist change, who choose to remain in their comfort zones, risk not only their company's survival but also miss out on opportunities for growth and innovation. Resisting change can be a recipe for disaster. So how can you, as a leader, embrace change for growth and success? Well, let's dive in. First off, acknowledging the need for change is paramount. You see, leaders often get comfortable in their ways, but the secret to ongoing success lies in understanding that change is not just necessary, it's inevitable. It's like Satya Nadella stepping into the role of CEO at Microsoft. The company was in a bit of a rut, stuck in the shadow of its past successes. But Nadella saw the need for change, he acknowledged it, and he acted on it. Next, seeking diverse perspectives is key. It's easy to get tunnel vision, especially when you're at the helm, but remember, The wider your field of view, the better your chances of spotting opportunities. When Nadella took over at Microsoft, he didn't just stick to the old guard. He brought in fresh eyes, new ideas. He valued diversity, not just in backgrounds, but in thoughts and ideas. And it paid off big time. Fostering a culture of innovation is the third step. A leader's role isn't just to manage, it's to inspire. It's to create an environment where creativity isn't just allowed, it's encouraged. When Nadella took over, he didn't just change the strategy, he changed the culture. He made it okay to take risks, to fail even, as long as it led to innovation. Finally, implementing change effectively is the last piece of the puzzle. Change for the sake of change won't get you anywhere. It needs to be strategic, purposeful. Microsoft under Nadella is a perfect example. He didn't just shake things up for the fun of it. He had a clear vision, a plan, and he executed it with precision. So there you have it. Acknowledge the need for change, seek diverse perspectives, foster a culture of innovation, and implement change effectively. It's not always easy, but as we've seen with Microsoft under Nadella, it can yield incredible results. Change isn't just inevitable, it's an opportunity to grow and succeed. Change is the only constant, isn't it? It's the one thing we can always count on, like the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. But change isn't something to fear or resist, no. Change is a catalyst, a spark that ignites the potential within us. It's the driving force that propels us towards growth, towards success. But what happens when we resist change, when we dig our heels in and say, no, not today? We stagnate, we get left behind. And that, my friends, is a risk we cannot afford to take. So let's reframe our perspective. Let's view change not as a threat, but as an opportunity to learn, to grow, to adapt. An opportunity to become better leaders, to guide our teams through the tides of change and into the calm waters of success. Remember, the greatest leaders aren't those who avoid change, but those who seek it, embrace it, and use it to fuel their growth and success.